Hey, I'm back from vacation. A few things had happened while I was away that I want to share with you, and I want to talk about these kind of ideas. Messy middles, how we deal with shifts and changes in our lives, and this word, commitment. Now, last week, if you're on my email list and if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, and thank you, by the way, for everybody who's doing that, you might have seen a nice little video come up from me talking to my friend Nicolene. And it's a podcast I'm calling Talking with Friends. Keeping it clear and simple, people. However, what happened there was it just dropped, and it was me and her basically at the middle of a conversation, almost felt like. I didn't have a thumbnail. There was no intro context. There was nothing. It was just an hour long of a conversation, which there's a lot in that conversation, don't get me wrong. But there was nothing from me to frame it, to give it, a little bit of an intro. And there's a reason for that. I had very low grade Wi-Fi because I was at a campsite and things weren't working out. And I finally decided this video's got to go out because I can't do what I normally do. And so be it. By the way, it bothered me the entire time. It went out. Now, I'm going to probably go back and slap on some things and make it better because I don't want my friend to think I disrespect their conversation, because I don't. But this is that messy thing that happens when over perfecting everything makes me freeze. Prior to that video going, I did a little oracle reading on my Instagram and YouTube. You can find it here on YouTube in a short, where I picked this card, Metamorphosis. And I did a quick reading with my cute little straw hat and my brand new cup. And the point of this card reading that I thought was really interesting, because when you look at the card, it's a full-fledged, fully emerged butterfly. Butterfly is synonymous with transformation because you are transformed by the time you come out of that cocoon, right? Since it's a new deck, I dove into the little booklet that comes with the oracle cards, and I was surprised at the meaning, but it is perfect for where I find myself, and maybe you find yourself there too. It's short, sweet, 1 and 22-second video that gives you kind of the essence of that card. But the main meaning is you're not quite ready to emerge. It's the messy middle. And in the messy middle is the place where we do a lot of experimentation. We don't know what way we're going. Things feel cramped and uncomfortable, but we're definitely letting go of a lot of things. Oh my God. So I know that card was calling out a few things, and for me, and if it does for you, please comment below. Are you in a metamorphosis stage too? I have had a lot on this year. I can hardly believe that we're looking at September in a week. 2025 feels like I've been walking through quicksand, fast and slow. I've also been going through a lot. And if you've been on my journey with me, you know, but here's some hot takes. Last year in August, I was diagnosed officially as an ADHDer. Yay, our crowd. However, it's kind of coming to me late. I'm 52. So, whoa, what does this mean? I've been kind of steadily learning about it. And then in December of 2024, I lost my father, who was always my rock, my anchor. His birthday's coming up this week, so he's a lot on my mind. However, those two big losses, losing my thoughts about who I am, there is a grieving process when you find out after 50 plus years you've had ADHD all along, and then there's the loss of a loved one. That is something big and significant. And then it took me out with my health. My health is on the uptick. I'm feeling better. But I've been in the state of messiness and it feels chaotic. And this is why I wanted to talk about that card, because I think what a lot of us feel when we're in this space is that we should know we should get back on track, because sometimes that gives us a sense of safety. And I am exploring what that means for me, how to unhook from that. So this brings me back to what happened last week with that video drop. I'm in the middle of my vacation. I'm having a great time. Some people say you should just totally unplug, but when I'm inspired, and I went for it. So I did the card reading with my brand new little cup. I was really proud of that cup. Cups are becoming a thing for me, so I'm on the lookout for the next one. And this video, I am committed to dropping a video once a week. And that commitment is having a deeper meaning for me. It's giving me a foundation. When we're in the messy middle, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of upheaval, and that's that cocoon stage that I know I'm still in, but what that card was, letting us know, you're getting ready to come out of it. And that comes with its own things, because a butterfly comes out, it doesn't know it has wings until it starts flying. And so there's another level of trust and uncertainty ahead. However, commitment is the way forward. And it's simple stuff. I've learned this stuff over and over again. But setting up a system has really helped me show up. Knowing about my ADHD is one thing, but learning it and how to be with it is a whole nother landscape, and that is pretty damn messy. And I'm doing that. I'm doing that here in front of you. And that can feel a little uncomfortable. Back to this commitment thing, I'm committed. I have a whole blackboard over here, which I didn't earlier take and try to flip the screen so you could see it, and it didn't work out. So I'll have an overlay here so you can see it. I have nothing but thousands of stories to share. And even though I'm not really clear on what's coming or how I want to be right now, that's one thing I know for sure. I want to share these stories because it's rooted in something that I've always been about, is inspiring other people to be more themselves. That's it. That's my number one thing. And I know by telling stories that helps other people. It's also neurodivergents connect better this way. Oh my God, that reminds me of a story that this happened. Now I know I'm just doing it out at you, but I would love to hear your story too. So drop some stuff down in the comments and let me know how stories help you, because I know I'm not alone in this, especially in the neurodivergent world. We definitely connect through other people's stories, and it also empowers us and inspires us to be more ourselves and to go for it. That's why I'm committed to telling stories. Something in the conversation that came out of this chat with Nicolene, who's a human design coach, is how to be more myself and understand my energy. And I think that's what this is all about for me this year, is really being more me. I find that sometimes it's hard for me to unlearn those things. I see the systems that people are using or the success they're having. And that is a struggle for a neurodivergent, because we have rejection sensitivity dysphoria, then the comparisonitis, which is, what it's all about. If people don't like the video, I can go into a dark place. It's a lot. And having a business and being online in front of a camera all the time, you're constantly in that. What I learned from Nicolene over the years, and specifically in that chat, is my energy centers are mostly open. So I'm influenced quite a bit by my environment. And that's what makes me an excellent psychic channel and psychic medium. However, when I'm unsure or uncertain, I go back to things I learned, but that blocks my authenticity. I've learned a lot about how to be on YouTube and how to grow and all these things. And I think they're important, but then I won't do anything because I haven't followed the rules. I think this is something ADHDers, autistic, and neurodivergent people struggle with, because most of the rules are very step 1, 2, 3, 4, very linear, and we think more in a creative way. She's giving me permission to step into that more because that's my human design. And it's very difficult when you look online how everybody's doing things. But I'm going to do it anyway, because again, this is my messy middle. I'm not quite at I'm looking for the card, full transformation. But the way I want to be here is this. I want you to see me, and I want you to get to know me. Because the biggest thing I long to have with an audience is connection. Can't do that if you're doing fakey stuff, right? So last week I did the video. Please go check it out. I'm calling it Talking with Friends. I have a couple of queued up conversations in mind with other friends. I always find inspiration in stories and talking with others. But I want to talk to you. How do you feel about being in a messy middle if you find yourself in that metamorphosis state? Does creating some level of commitment to something help you? I'm finding it's helping me stay anchored in what's true for me and what I'm here to do. That's my learning from doing this weekly video. But what kind of commitment do you need to make to feel anchored or have a foundation through this process? I'd love to hear from you. Drop down below, let me know. And if you want all of the videos that I talked about delivered to you on a weekly basis, subscribe to my email list. You'll get a discount right away for a reading with me. And I'm getting ready to release a few online courses just for my email audience. I'm making them my VIPers. So why not become one of them? And watch me work through the messy middle. And I hope to hear from you. Subscribe. Let's do this and connect. Until next week. Bye.